What's up, everybody? Famed Rothstein Sports Investing Show. Link to the podcast is in the bio. It's Friday, uh, the 26th of February, 2021. Usually, I'll tell you, hey, if you feel you have a gambling problem, please do not listen to this program because we discuss sports investing on here. Well, we're not doing that today. As you can see, I'm a little laid up, unkempt, a little under the weather, a little tired, a little sick. But I just got something I wanted to get off today because I didn't do a program Wednesday. There's no sports betting on here, so if you want that, you're gonna have to look at listen to the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Podcasts, TuneIn, about 10 different places. But do me a favor, I need you to hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. All right, and but yeah, I just been putting two and two together on this. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, Russell Wilson, there was a quote attributed to him saying that his biggest nightmare is losing Sierra. For those of you who don't know, his wife's name's Sierra, R&B singer. She's pretty black famous. I don't know how much crossover appeal she had before she met Wilt Russell, but she's pretty black famous, and so that's who he was talking about. They got a couple kids together. She's got a baby by a older child that's not Russell's, by a rapper named Future. We can get into Future's. Future got like, I don't know, 6, 7. I don't know how many baby mamas he's got, but he's got a bunch of kids by a bunch of women, and one of them's hers. Well, so yeah, he says that, right? Caused a little bit of a schism in the black community, to be honest. Black women were like, yeah, we need more men like Russell Wilson. Some black men were calling him a simp. Some black men were like, no, it needs to be like that, I mean, it caused a little bit of, it caused some discussion for several days in the black community. Him saying that was his biggest fear. And, well, that was several weeks ago, probably 2-3 weeks ago, he said that. Yesterday, well, and as you know, since then, Russell has stated that he wants more say in the personnel decisions of the Seahawks, and recently just went on and said, well, something about being traded. He doesn't want to be traded, but if you were to trade him, he wants to go to these 4 teams: Miami, the Dolphins, New Orleans, Nolans, New York, the Jets. Really? You want to go to the Jets, one of the worst teams in the league? And I forget who the other team was. Oh, the Raiders, the Vegas Raiders, who already have a Pro Bowl quarterback. I mean, yeah, Russell's probably better than Derek Carr, but you get what I'm saying there. Hey, I don't want to be traded, but if I were to get traded, this is where I want to go. Who does that shit? Who does that? Says they want to be traded, or they don't want to be traded. But if you were to trade me to these 4 teams, first of all, when a quarterback starts talking like that, he's got to go. He's got to go. The quarterback. It's not the point guard. It's not the center. It's not the center fielder. It's not the catcher. It's not your closer. The one position in sports where there has to be 100% all in with that guy is the quarterback. And like I said, he starts talking like that, something's up. And I'm just going to give it to you straight here. I'm just, adding 2 and 2 together. This is speculation, conjecture. Sierra's doing this. She wants out of Seattle. Because first of all, let's be honest, Russell Wilson don't even come across as that type of guy to behave like that. Yeah, I know we don't know these athletes personally, but you can just see it in Russell. That ain't really him. That's not his game to be like that. And Here's the thing. This is how you know he really wants out. Saying he wants more say in what personnel decisions the Seahawks have, at least on offense. You're the labor, Russell. High-paid labor, very important labor, but labor don't make decisions. And that sounds unrealistic to even suggest. So realistic to the point where you're like, well, fuck it, get rid of me then. I just saw a video on YouTube the other day. Your Marcellus Wiley. I forget what player he was talking about. Might have been Russell, but he was like, players don't meet the owner. Don't get to go up to his office like that. Not on no regular or call shots. They don't. That's not how the game works. I think he was talking about Draymond Green. Now to think about it, but of the basketball world. But yeah, I mean, it's like Russell. That seems unrealistic for you to even suggest. I know the thing about bargaining and whatnot, start off high and come to the middle, but you can start off so high that it's unreasonable. And if you ask me, that's what Russell's done by saying that. And that's why I say this is Sierra. Like I said, she was a songstress, a performer, a dancer. First she was known as Future's baby. First she was known as Sierra. She had a career. She had a very decent career. To me, I thought she was more black famous than anything, but she had a very decent career. I can't front. And gets pregnant by a Future, and then, that situation turned out to be toxic. So she gets with Russell, less toxic guy, more affable gentleman. Crossover appeal with Russell. Marries him, pops out a couple kids from Russell. Now all of a sudden she goes from Sierra the songstress to performer to Future's baby mama. Now she's Russell Wilson's wife out in Seattle. Where, shout out to my Seattle people. I'm cool with some people in Seattle on social media, on Instagram. But nobody gives a fuck about Seattle. You're way up there, northwest corner of the country. Nobody cares. You're not Los Angeles. You're not Northern California. Nobody cares about Seattle. Okay? Ain't nobody cared since Griffey got traded to the Reds and what's his name left? Gary Payton. But anyway, and I once heard Chris Rock say this, Now, it doesn't necessarily apply to Sierra because she's already had a career, but he once said, somebody asked him, how do I get to be a comedian? He says, first thing you need to do is move to LA or New York. Nobody cares about how famous you are in Detroit. Nobody cares how funny you are in Detroit. Nobody cares about how famous Sierra is or was up in Seattle. And probably she wants out of there too. That's why I'm thinking that this is her wanting out of there so she can revive her career. Can't revive it from Seattle. Much like Dwayne Wade and his wife, Gabrielle Union. I don't care. I know Gabrielle was basically the movie version of Sierra. Kind of black famous. But I guess those rules of those roles of being a strong, sassy, but non-threatening black woman just wasn't plentiful for Gabrielle Union. Okay, her star faded. What she do? She link up with what's his name, Dwayne Wade. Now she's getting commercials again. She's in Gatorade commercials with him. The fiasco with his son and whatnot. I'm not going to get into that, but there was a situation with one of his children changing sexes, and so they're all in the limelight. This kind of revamps her career, and it's kind of like if you go back to one of my videos, it's kind of like what I said about Aisha Curry. She needs to rearrange her expectations in that relationship. When you marry a man, or a man you marry a woman, and the income is significantly tilted to one side, you, the other spouse, you have to rearrange your goals in that relationship. Rearrange your expectations. Aisha Curry was wilding out for a while, talking about people ain't getting at her in her DMs. And, I even said that in one of my videos. I don't remember the date, But I said that. Like, she needs to rearrange her expectations in that relationship. Steph's worth for $5 billion. You need to make sure those kids are ready to inherit that. Not $5 billion, $500 million, or close to it. You know, it ain't about you now. It's about building a dynasty and a legacy. And apparently, Gabrielle Union nor Sierra were willing to do that. You know, they want their flowers now. You know, I mean, hell, Jay-Z mentioning them in songs. Talking about his own marital problems that he's had. I don't know what, thinking about if his wife and daughter would have left him. I don't know what you would have done, thinking, because in the future, other niggas is playing football with your son. Just told you, put that together. You clearly see what that line's clearly about and addressing. You know, uh, but yeah, and I think that's what Sierra needs to do. But apparently she decided she wants to get back out there and get her. One of the teams is Las Vegas. Sierra could take up residency down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you two, like, you really need to readjust your expectations of that relationship. Like, this makes Russell Wilson look bad, but it's all because you want out of there, out of Seattle. Now she's doing, like I said, Sierra was black famous. Now she's doing Weight Watcher commercials. She's always been slim. What she need Weight Watchers for? She's always had a slim figure, a nice figure. She's a dancer, like I said. She's a dancer, as well as a songstress. So she's a performer. She's always been fit looking. Slim-witted, fit looking. She's just a nice looking woman. Let's just not, we're not going to, toxic masculinity, whatever. She's just always been a nice looking woman out there. And I think that this is her driving this. With Russell Wilson's, trying to get his way out of Seattle. I think this is her. When you add all that up, he said that a couple weeks ago, all this kind of stuff, losing Sierra would cause him real financial problems. Because he's got 2 kids with her. She's going to take the bread. You know what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. But that's just my personal thought. I don't care if you agree or not, but let me know what you think. Leave a comment, all right, and smash that like button, all right. And I'll be back on next week to talk to you more. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. I really don't think that's Russell Wilson doing that. I really think that that's what this really is about. Her wanting to reignite her star. Gabrielle easily could do it down in Miami. Probably not so much out in Seattle. Doesn't want to fly the kids cross country or be away from while she's doing something, entertainment wise. Kids are with her or the nanny, what I'm saying, and she ain't on a plane away from her kids. I'm telling you, this is deeper than just Russell Wilson just all of a sudden doing this. Remember, Russell Wilson was the guy who they allegedly didn't want or that they used to keep from Marshawn Lynch winning the Super Bowl MVP, remember? Threw the ball on the goal line when they could have just ran it in for 1 yard. They threw the ball on the goal line and turned it up being an interception. Because they wanted Russell to be the MVP. Now he wants out of there. Something's up. Something's rotten in Denmark. But that's all I got, folks. I'll be on YouTube and the podcast tomorrow. And we'll talk next week, all right? But I'm going to get up off of here because I'm not feeling real well. But I did want to get that off my chest. Y'all be safe. Holla.